You are welcome to this educative platform, Literature Hub 247. This video is about a non-African prose titled Part of Lucas. Part of Lucas is written by Susanne Bellefeuille. Earlier on this platform, we discussed the plot summary as well as chapters 1 to 16 on this platform. If you need the link to the previous videos, you can make your request to the comment section and the link will be sent to you. You are welcome to the classroom. Lucas and his family are now in Oxbridge. He is enjoying his place of work, while Isabel and her children are also enjoying the environment in Oxbridge. Let's see what happens here. A year after moving to Oxbridge, Lucas is now 26 years old and is doing well at his job. He is also pursuing his mechanic certification and provides for his family satisfactorily. Isabel stays at home taking care of the children. They love their stay in Oxbridge as the children have enough space to play around. They often visit Lucas' aunt, Betty, and her husband, Uncle Charles. The couple are childless and they love it when Lucas and Isabel bring the children to them. Lucas also has uncles and aunts living in the Toronto area. Uncles Joseph and George work in the CN Railway. One summer morning, Isabel starts to prepare breakfast and she feels some changes in her body system. She feels nauseous and goes to the bedroom and vomits. She feels better after this and continues her chores. When the same thing repeats itself the second day, she then concludes that she is pregnant. She becomes apprehensive because the doctor has warned them against any further pregnancy. The doctor told them that Isabel or the baby had a 90% chance of dying. Isabel and Lucas have been taking necessary precautions since then. She calls Dr. Coleman, the family doctor, that morning and she is scheduled for that morning for the test. 4 days after the test, the doctor calls her and reveals that she is pregnant. He then calls her to come to his office to go through her file because she had a complicated delivery last time. He explains further that she had hemorrhage last time, hence they need to take serious precautions with the pregnancy. He advises her to take good care of herself and Isabel hangs up. Isabel holds her stomach and cries. Richard sees this while playing around and asks her what the problem is. She replies that she's okay and wipes her eyes. John also runs in and hugs his mommy. She tells the children that she had a belly ache and she's fine as they hug her. She hugs the two of them and kisses them on the forehead. She then takes them to Steve and Lucy to continue reading the story to them. Lucas arrives just before supper that day with excitement on his face. Lucas asks Isabel to guess what happened as he kisses and hugs her. Isabel asks him what happened and he explains that a man brought his Studebaker for repairs to the garage. Jim put him in charge of the repairs and he fixed the engine within the day. Jim is proud of him and the owner, Mr. Newman, was very happy when he heard the sound of his car. Lucas says he felt 17 when he took the Studebaker for a test ride. Richard, who is inquisitive, asks his father what a Studebaker is. Lucas explained that his first car was a Studebaker and it's the car he was driving when he met his mother. Johnny says he likes cars and Lucas testifies to it. Isabel also comments that Johnny is just like Lucas. She then announces that the boy should clean up as supper is ready. After supper and they settle the children into their beds, Lucas and Isabel settle down on the front porch with a cup of tea each. They sit together and Lucas kisses Isabel. He asks her how the day goes and she replies that it's fine. Isabel is thinking about the message from the doctor and how she will tell Lucas. She knows Lucas will not be happy with the news. Lucas sees the changes in Isabel and he asks her what the problem is. She replies that she has something to tell him. She explains to Lucas that she went to see Dr. Kuhlman when she was having morning sickness last week. The doctor then called her today and told her that she's pregnant. The doctor also told her that the delivery would be very risky with the information from her file. Lucas is confused and at the same time surprised that Isabel is pregnant. He then tendered his apology for putting Isabel through it again as the latter cries. She explains further what the doctor told her to take serious precautions with the pregnancy and take good care of herself. She tells Lucas that it's not his fault, that they were very careful, but there are reasons for everything that happens. She says Dr. Kuhlman is studying her file to understand her medical status better. Lucas responds that he knows that Dr. Kuhlman is an experienced doctor, but he fears for Isabel and the baby. He expresses his love for Isabel once more. Isabel doesn't experience any problem during pregnancy. It is only at delivery she experiences complications. Lucas is worried about the delivery day of Isabel. In the last 3 months of the pregnancy, the doctor scheduled Isabel for an operation on March 19. This will reduce complications for the mother and the baby. Around 4 a.m. on March 18, 1966, Isabel's amniotic fluid burst while in bed and she woke up Lucas. When Lucas wakes up, she tells him that the water is broken and she's feeling the labor pains. She tells Lucas to call her Aunt Betty and Uncle Joe to come over and take care of the children. They need to leave for the hospital immediately. Lucas quickly gets up and puts a cord through to Aunt Betty. He tells her to come over with her husband because Isabel is in labor. Lucas helps Isabel to the car with the luggage. The uncle and aunt, who live a few meters away, also arrive. Lucas thanks them for their prompt response and tells them that the children are still sleeping. They assure Lucas of the welfare of the children as they leave for the hospital. Lucas sees that Isabel is in pain as he drives to the hospital. The pain becomes intense and she begins to moan. She tells Lucas that she feels like pushing, which means the baby is coming. She tells Lucas that she feels like pushing. She's feeling the baby. So she's now feeling like she's feeling as if she should push. So that means that the baby is coming. He tries to calm Isabel down that they will make it to the hospital, while within him his heart is beating faster. He fears for the complication that may occur if she delivers in the car. At the hospital, he parks the car close to the emergency doors and calls for help that his wife is in labor. One of the nurses brings a gun in and assists Lucas in putting Isabel on it. The other nurse calls Dr. Kuhlman, who is getting ready, because he knows Isabel will undergo an emergency cesarean. Some nurses prepare the operating room for Isabel and the baby. As the two nurses wheel her to the operating room, Lucas prays to God to take control of everything. Isabel is feeling much pain and she says she feels like pushing, but she tries not to. One of the nurses explained to her as they put her on the operation table not to push, that she will have a cesarean section. Dr. Coleman checked the baby's pulse and says that the baby's head is coming already. He tells Isabel that she's going to deliver the baby because there's no time for the operation. He says he will tell her when to push. Dr. Coleman now looks nervous and tells Isabel to push. She tries hard to push and the baby is nearly there. Isabel is getting weaker as she responds to the guidance of the nurses while trying to push. The doctor tells her to stop pushing when he notices the cord around the baby's neck. Dr. Coleman is able to free the baby and tells Isabel to push again, but she's too weak. The nurses also try to instruct her to push, but she has lost the energy to respond to the instructions. Dr. Coleman puts pressure on her stomach. The baby is almost out, and he encourages Isabel to push once more for the baby to be delivered. Isabel eventually finds strength and pushes, and the baby's boy is out. Dr. Coleman discovers that she has started hemorrhaging and becoming weaker. That's Isabel. He then gives the baby to the nurse to attend to Isabel. Isabel has lost too much blood, so she will need a blood transfusion. The doctor ordered a nurse to get pints of blood, and the hemorrhage was stopped. Isabel's pulse is weak. She is very pale. The doctor therefore orders an intravenous, and the nurse hooks her to a heart monitor. The baby's cry is weak, and his breathing is not normal because he is exhausted. Dr. Coleman then calls for the services of Dr. Davis, a pediatrician, to attend to the baby. The nurse puts the baby also on intravenous oxygen and a heart monitor. Dr. Davis notices a weak heartbeat in the baby when he examines him. This is caused by the delay in delivering the baby experience. That is, in the course of delivering the baby experiences a sort of delay. That's why it's weak. The doctors come out of the room, and Lucas, who is obviously nervous, stands up and asks about the condition of Isabel and the baby. He asks for the sex of the baby. Dr. Davis tells him that he is a boy weighing 8 pounds and 4 ounces. He explains further that the boy is very weak and the next 24 hours will be crucial. The heart and the lungs are weak because the cord was around his neck, which put him into distress. He says further that the boy is stable as he is on oxygen. They put him on a heart monitor to prevent him from going into cardiac arrest. He heard that there will no more development about him the following day. Lucas asked about Isabel's condition as tears flow down his cheeks. Dr. Coleman responds that she is also weak because of the crisis she experienced during delivery. She had a hemorrhage and he put it under control. They gave her a transfusion and intravenous, and her signs are poor. He says she is exhausted and needs to sleep. A nurse monitoring her as the next 24 hours will be critical for her. A nurse is monitoring her as the next 24 hours will be crucial for her. That is, a nurse is stationed with Isabel to monitor her condition. He has that it was too late to carry out an operation on her because the baby was already in the birth canal. Lucas requests to see the baby. Dr. Davis tells him he can see the baby and that he is in an incubator. Dr. Coleman tells him that he can also see Isabel, but she needs a rest. He shakes the doctor's hands and appreciates them. A nurse takes him to the baby. Lucas smiles at the baby and tells him that her mom will soon join him as she needs her sleep. Lucas watches the baby breathing to stay alive. He puts his finger in the baby's hand and the baby wraps his hand around Lucas' finger. The nurse comes in to inform Lucas that Isabel is awake and asks about the baby and Lucas. He asks the nurse if he can see her. The nurse says he can, but tells him that Isabel needs to rest. The nurse leads him to Isabel. Lucas sees Isabel, weak and hooked up to machines. Isabel looks up and tries to smile when Lucas kisses her on the forehead. He tells her that they have a baby boy and she asks if he's okay. Lucas explains that he had the cord around his neck and was in distress at birth, but the doctors are attending to him very well. Isabel says she wants to sleep, and Lucas says he will stay beside her to get her strength back. They will then see their son together. Isabel turns to him and speaks back. Isabel is stronger the next day, and Lucas takes her to the baby. The condition of the baby is still critical, but there is hope. Isabel is stronger on the 3rd day, as well as the baby. they are now able to hold their baby. Lucas asks Isabel what name she will give to the baby. She replies that she wishes to name him Thomas Charles Clarkson after Mr. Thomas, that is Isabel's boss. Isabel explained that Mr. Thomas was a wonderful person to her while working for him. Lucas says he likes the names and that Uncle Chuck will also feel happy with it. It's after 2 weeks they go home and join the other children. Lucas is happy that they eventually join the other children at home. Auntie Betty takes good care of the children. She also helps a lot while Isabel is recuperating at home. She's always by her side until Lucas is back at night. So that is chapter 17 of part of Lucas. So if you are new on this platform, try and click on the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you'll be part of this class, and whenever any video is produced, you are going to be notified that a new video has been produced from Literature Hub 247. Like this video, you are free to share it on any social media platform. Invite your friends and colleagues to join us. If you have any comments or questions, send it to the comment section and it will be attended to. Thank you and God bless. Let's meet in the next class.